Dave, welcome back. How was your time off? How did you spend it?
Thank you, Jack. Spent a big chunk of it in New Zealand, so chance to get home and see the kids, my 3 boys, and got a couple of granddaughters, and so spent a bit of time with them. As a group, we all went to Rarotonga for 5 days for an unveiling for my mum, which was really special. And so all my brothers and sisters and their families and all that were back, so it was cool. It was a real good celebration of mum's life, and been a bit of tiki touring around as it happens. We popped into Hamilton to catch up with friends. We went down to Wellington to catch up with friends, and time with family in Palmerston North. So, but 3 days in Dubai, just in the sea or in the pool.
And was the weather as good as this?
This year it was 44 degrees the day we arrived in Dubai, so a tad warmer, but it's been great to come back here too. Nice bit of sun and keen and ready to rip into things.
Well, pre-season started today. It was day 1. What were the boys up to?
Testing. So it's at 30 degrees today. It was probably maybe 24 or 25 when they did their Bronco, which was pretty challenging. But it's been a good day. Obviously, we welcomed them all in. Found out a little bit about what the boys have been up to, and there's a lot of guys who've travelled and got their head out of footy for a little while, but worked hard while they've been away from us, and we're pretty happy the way they've turned up. Obviously, we've only got about half our squad in at the moment, with the international boys going to have this month off, and they'll join us in August.
It's a bit of a strange pre-season, this one, because we're not used to having such high-profile internationals in at this point. Usually, so many of them have been on the international tour, so they're not here. So what benefit will having the likes of Ryan Wilson here from day 1? How's that going to look for the pre-season block?
Yeah, look, it helps, doesn't it? Because you end up with strong leaders and more experience, and so it's a good move from Scotland, I think. Give guys like Ryan and Johnny a chance to have a decent off-season. They're refreshed, they've got away, they've turned up in good nick, and they'll play a big part with all the young fellas that we've got on at the moment around expectations and driving it.
And the hard work starts now. What does pre-season look like? What have you got planned?
Yeah, a lot of work. It's a good chance to get a lot of detail into things, so we'll break all the skill sets right back and put a lot of time into that. We'll spend a lot of time in regard to contact and our tackle work and so on, and we'll build up as we go. It's also a chance to get out of Scotstoun and get out in the community. It's unfortunately all the kids are on holiday at the moment, so we can't get into a lot of schools, but we're going to have a little camp down in Largs, and obviously playing Harlequins up in Perth later on, and so we'll spend a bit of time up that way in Dundee and so on, and just a chance for us to interact with the community.
While you were away, the draw for the Champions Cup took place. What do you make of the 3 teams we're up against?
Oh, it's exciting. Last year I was on the other side of the world when I found out what our draw was, and it turned out to be pretty challenging, a really strong group, and I think when you look across the board, all the pools are strong, and Leon's had a great season. Cardiff probably slow starters this year, but performed really well in both Pro 14 and in Europe, and obviously we've got Saracens, who English champions and been very successful at European level, so it's good challenges in amongst all that. Be interesting. There's a lot of artificial pitches and amongst our pool with Cardiff and us and Saracens, so that's pretty exciting from our point of view too.
When do the Scotland internationals come back in, and what did you make of the tour?
Yeah, so those guys will get July off, so they're pretty much back in 2nd day of August. We need to make sure that those guys mentally freshen up. Again, they get their head out of footy. They'll be working, they've got programs, but it's such a long season, and the international boys get less breaks because the Six Nations and the autumn tours and so on and so on. So we'll make sure they get a good rest, and we'll treat them as individuals. Some guys will have a little bit longer out. And as far as the tour went, it's really exciting when you look, say, to the Argentinian game with George and Adam playing 9 and 10, and obviously they played a lot of footy together for us this year, and I thought both young men were really impressive, really assertive, and kept everything on the front foot. So they can take a hell of a lot of confidence from that.
There were other milestones were out there. Hoggy, captain, for example. He must have been delighted with that.
Yeah, he's such a good man and such a passionate Warrior and Scottish player. So I know he'd have been pretty fired up after the USA game, and they gave a lot of young men a crack in that game, and they ended up coming up short. But it was a hell of a response the following week, and again, considering who they left at home and the injuries they've had, it was a really good performance. So it'd be great to get Hoggy back too. He didn't play a hell of a lot of footy for us before Christmas last year, so he should come back injury free, and so that'd be great to get him back in the mix early.